welcome back. I really appreciate you coming back and again and again and again, and seeing different or listening to different perspectives, different people saying maybe the same thing but in a different way or totally different things. For the ones, especially the ones who will be watching the replay and don't know me, my name is Mona Abdelrahim Zantel and I'm the owner of Mind Your Power. And this series is actually really about your power, the power of your thoughts, the power of your mind, taking back that power and not giving it to a coronavirus. Yeah, we know that there are things happening outside. However, we always have the power, and we have the choice to how we want to respond to the things that happen outside. So we're not changing anything outside of us, but we can change our attitude, our behavior, our thoughts, the way we live, the way we interact with ourselves sometimes even. Yeah, and that's what It's Your Life series is about. We've had amazing speakers from 1st of April till today. And every speaker will bring to you his own view, his own perspective. Techniques, how they deal and cope with this situation right now. Today, I'm very, very, very happy to announce our speaker of the day, which is Grace Khleif. Now, Grace is a relationship coach, a well-being coach, a leadership coach, and she is also a hypnotherapist. She's also a hypnoparenting coach. And Grace does a lot of work with NLP, with Reiki, with EFT, with breath work and body work. And she puts everything together. Now, the special thing is she is an expert in mindfulness and mindful meditations. So today the topic is mindfulness. Now let me ask you this. How many of you actually have heard of the term mindfulness? Now, even though you might have heard that, how many of you actually are able to get into that state and not be affected by past or future? Yeah. Sometimes it is easier said than done. So let's hear from Grace the importance of mindfulness. Let's hear from her how to set up a routine or a daily practice that we can follow. And then she will guide you through a wonderful, wonderful little hypnosis, meditation, mindfulness practice, whatever you want to call it. So without further ado, Grace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mona, for giving me the chance to talk about a subject I'm very passionate about. And really today, I know, like you said, a lot of people worry about meditation. They think it's very difficult. They think they are unable to do it. They think it is hard. But I will make it today. I will try to simplify it, explain it in a way where everybody will finally understand that it is not as difficult as they think. It is doable. It is simply sitting with yourself, being present completely at the moment, and wait and see what happens. And as we practice, we will get better and better at it. So meditation specifically requires patience and practice. So what the guidance I will give you today and the meditation, we'll do one simple guided way to teach you how to sit in silence, and then at the end the meditation. And if you like it, I urge you to try it daily, just for 10 minutes a day, because with practice you will get better at it. So if everybody is ready, we can start now. Okay, the COVID-19 crisis it's really creating havoc in all our lives. The unknown scares us, the profound uncertainty all around, the isolation, the lockdowns are very constraining. Not seeing people we love, not doing the things we want to do. All this creates vulnerability. Vulnerability is very, very high. And right now we have a deep level of powerlessness. But I'm here today to ask you not to surrender to that. And I would like to remind you that we are strong, we can thrive, we can make it through, and we are more resilient than we give ourselves credit for. So let us look at this crisis as an opportunity and use this situation to lift ourselves up. We can rise above, and hopefully with my guidance today, you're going to learn something that is going to make you more and more powerful. So I'm going to guide you today into managing your emotions, and I'm going to give you some tips in coping so that you can start seeing things from different perspectives, and you can start literally teaching yourself how to change your ways. It is challenging, I know, and definitely it is difficult for some people to stop reacting to emotionally to situations that are coming our way all the time. And but I see this COVID-19 crisis really as an invitation for us to learn to become patient, to learn to respond with control and calmness. And in order to do that, we have to go within ourselves. Inside each one of us, there is strength, there is creativity, there is resilience, and hopefully once you learn to quiet your thoughts and go within yourself, you will start listening to this wise voice inside you that has all the answers. So this is an opportunity for growth and for taking responsibility of our lives. So let us do that together. We'll start by explaining a little bit about right now what's happening. We're all experiencing many, many different emotions. There is fear, there is worry, anxiety, stress, there is even hurt and pain. And if we observe the physiological symptoms that accompany such emotions, like an increase in your heart rate, a shortness of your breath, feeling weakness, we know that some of these symptoms cannot be controlled. But today I'm inviting you to focus on those that can be controlled. And when we do that, we will start moving to a more comfortable place. So let us try to do that. Anxiety attacks when, for example, if you have an anxiety attack, or if you feel stressed and you can't breathe, your heart is racing fast, what can you do? You can simply pause, take a deep breath in, exhale, and allow your body to calm down. Simply by taking a couple of breaths, you will communicate to your body that things are okay. And you'll be surprised how the body will respond immediately. It will allow you to calm down and help you get in control again. So this is the simplest way to regain composure. So once we know that, in the breathing, in doing these exercises, we can get control, then things will be easier for us. Now, I'll share with you first 3 steps to deal with difficult emotions, and this will lead us to the value of meditation and mindfulness. When we have an anxiety attack, when we're feeling stressed, when we're worried, the first thing I would like to tell you is validate your feelings. What does that mean? Whenever you have such a feeling like worry, anxiety, whatever, just accept the feeling, acknowledge it, and to understand your feelings more, you have to go a little bit further. So, describe your feeling. See where it is in your body. Give it a shape, give it a color, and observe what's going on inside you. Is there a heaviness in your chest that renders you powerless? Do you feel a constraint in your throat, a tightness on your stomach? Whatever it is, don't hide from it. Don't resist it. Just be there for a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes. Honor and acknowledge what's going on. Don't go out of your struggle too soon. So when you validate your feelings, you allow yourself the time needed to be with them. If you're sad, give yourself time to grieve if you have to. Stay quietly with these emotions and be with them as long as it takes. You have time now. We are blessed by time in this coronavirus, in this crisis where we are all locked in. Even though we're busy and many of us are doing so many things, I think this is the best time for us to start a new practice. This practice of really being with who you are, being with what you are feeling. So stay quietly, as I said, with your emotions, so that practice and you start practicing, and I promise you it will serve you in the long run. After you validate your emotions, what you need to do is explore the feelings. So what do I mean by that? If you're worried, sit with your worry. If you're sad, see what will come from this sadness. Be in the moment with whatever comes up. This is what we mean by being mindful. Observe what's going on in your body. Think about it. Contemplate. Cry if you have to. It's okay. And only when you are ready, you will process these emotions through breathing, maybe. Breathe it out, release it to the universe. Just, I advise you not to resist. Don't dismiss your emotions. Don't neglect them. Don't try to hide them, but understand them. See what messages they carry for you. Because a lot of the time, our emotions carry messages. And if we listen to them, they will give us the clarity to understand what's going on. And once we understand these messages, we will see that they will motivate us. They will literally motivate us to create the changes desired, to create something new in your life. So all these emotions, all these feelings are there for a reason. And if we simply sit with them, this is what we will learn to do now in a while. And once we validate them, as I said, step 1, second step, explore them. We will come to the third step, which is transform them. Transformation takes a little long. It could take time and it requires a lot of patience. So to start transforming, you are going to have to practice to be with these feelings, be with these emotions, and we will learn to do that when we're in our meditation. So right now, as I said earlier, we have a lot of time on our hands. So let us try to set you up on a path through the practice of mindfulness and meditation. If you learn to practice mindfulness daily, you will start healing. You will start regaining control of your life. So now we're going to begin the serious talk about understanding what is mindfulness. What do we mean when we say mindfulness? Mindfulness is used in many contexts nowadays, and there are many different understandings of the term. I personally like Diana Winston's definition, and she's from the UCLA's Mindful Awareness Research Center, and she defines mindfulness as paying attention to present moment experience with open curiosity and a willingness to be with what is. What does that mean? Like I said earlier, whatever it is going on with us in our body, the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, mindfulness teaches you to just be with it, be aware. We all deal with stress on a daily basis. It is inescapable. It brings with it a host of uncomfortable and distracting symptoms. If you don't address stress, what happens? It seeps into every aspect of your life. And one way to cope with stress is through what we call mindfulness-based stress reduction program. This program helps you to deal with the stressors of your daily life in a combination of meditation, yoga exercises, and breathing exercises. So in order, Dr. John Kabat-Zinn is the creator of this program, and he says that mindfulness is about being fully awake in our lives. What does that mean? It means we are aware of what's going on. It helps us gain immediate access to our personal, powerful inner resources for insight, for transformation, and for healing. So if we want to go deeper in that to understand what does this mean, we all know that most of the time, our attention is not where we intend it to be. Our mind is always distracted. Our attention is hijacked by our thoughts, by our emotions, sometimes by our concerns, by worries of the future, and regrets and the memories of the past. And all this really, as we know, those of you who are therapists, who are hypnotherapists, psychologists, you know that we are usually controlled by our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind that holds all the memories of the past painful experiences. And half the time we react in our life from this part, not from our conscious part, not from the mind that is in control, that is wise, that analyzes. So in mindfulness, we will learn not to react, not to allow the subconscious through the beliefs and the old memories to control us. And this is what I mean. Mindful awareness is about learning to pay attention in the present moment without judgment. It's like training a muscle. So what we're going to do, we're going to train our attention to be where we want it to be, not to go to past beliefs and past experiences and react from the pain of the old experiences. When we do that, it will help you feel centered. It will help you feel in control, and bit by bit, you will get better at it as we practice. This reduces our tendency to work on autopilot. It will allow us to choose how we respond to different situations in our lives instead of automatically reacting and falling in the same trap and going around in a vicious circle. So very simply, this practice will give you control over your life. You will be the driver of your vehicle instead of allowing your subconscious mind to take you where it chooses. And we will practice now together for a couple of minutes on how to do that. I'll explain a little bit about what we call mindfulness meditation, what it is. It is one of the oldest Zen Buddhist meditations. In this mindfulness-based practice, you become the observer of everything that goes around you, the sounds, the sensations, the images, the feelings, and the thoughts. So you engage all your senses when you are in this mindfulness state. You simply observe what's going on in your body. And this meditation, when you start doing it regularly, will help you to focus your attention, which will cultivate an awareness that ultimately leads to becoming mindful of how you are choosing to interpret your experiences. So you become in control. You will feel liberated because you have a choice. And from there, you will develop the ability to make more conscious choices in your life. So it's not your unconscious that decides for you anymore, but your conscious mind, which knows what you have to do. So let us do this practice for a couple of minutes. Wherever you are, just be comfortable in your seat. And if you can, I would like you to close your eyes and become aware of your environment. Pay attention to your breathing. So we're going to inhale deeply. Fill your stomach, your lungs, pause, and exhale. Exhale all the tension in your body. We're going to do that another time. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Exhale. As you exhale, allow the tension in your body to be removed. Release your body. Relax. And now breathe normally. Breathe slowly. In and out. Now take note of what you are feeling in that moment. First, I'm going to ask you to focus your awareness on the sounds. And I'll be quiet while you hear the sounds around you. Do the sounds bother you? Are they upsetting you? Can you ignore them? Next, focus your awareness on sensations in your body. Are you fidgety? Are you uncomfortable? Can you be still? Do you have any pains? Third, focus your awareness on images in your mind. What do you see? What do you visualize? What pops up in your head when you sit quietly in this moment? Now focus your awareness on feelings. What comes up for you? What emotions are rising? Finally, focus your awareness on your thoughts. Were they hijacking your moment? Were you able to keep your thoughts quiet, to keep them at a distance, or not? And now, slowly, open your eyes. Take a couple of moments to center yourself and observe without judgment what went on. Was it easy? Was it difficult? How did you feel? This is a very simple example of observing what is going on with you in the present moment. This is simply what we call mindfulness. For those of you who are doing it for the first time, I'm sure maybe your thoughts were racing, maybe you were fidgety, maybe you didn't concentrate on whatever happened. That's why with this fact, very important to do it regularly. Because with time, you will learn how to quiet yourself. With time, the thoughts that come to your head are not important anymore. You just let them be. You focus on the breathing, you focus on the physical sensations, you focus on different things, and this is how you bring your awareness back to this moment. So, this is how we start meditating. And I would like you to start doing it from now on if you can. every day, at least for 10 minutes. If you want, you can put a candle, put some music on, be in a relaxed position. And if you can do it in the same place, at the same time, you will start giving your body cues. And automatically, when you do rituals, you sit in that and you, let's say, light your candle, put your music, your body automatically knows it's time to relax. When you start doing this regularly, you will be able to measure your mindfulness. And you will start noticing things you never noticed before. Noticing how you feel as opposed to how you think. With mindfulness, you can stop taking your thoughts so seriously. Literally, after a while, when you practice doing that, you can come to know that your thoughts make a good servant, but not a good master. You can step back and listen to your thoughts mindfully. Step back, watch your thoughts, and then you decide whether they are useful or not. It's true, you need your thoughts to plan for the future, to solve your problems, but you have to think that with mindfulness, you can eliminate 90% of the thoughts that are useless. You start choosing what are useful for you, and you will stop allowing the thoughts really to just bombard you with so much worry and so much useless thinking. This is what we call the monkey mind, when all the thoughts are jumbled up in your head. With mindfulness, you will learn to tame your thoughts, to tame your mind. So the first thing you should start doing now is to listen to your thoughts with what we call mindful awareness. You will see the nature of your thoughts. You will start understanding that most of them are simply fleeting ideas. Most of them are impermanent. They are useless. You don't need all of them. And then you can begin to release your thought. You can release the mind of some of its more dangerous patterns and beliefs. Most of you know what beliefs mean and what beliefs do. And when you start in your practice of mindful awareness, you will start understanding these patterns that are controlling you. When we practice mindfulness, we observe our thoughts from the perspective of an outsider. What does that mean? It means we watch our minds run their little games without getting attached to the outcome. Let the thoughts come in your head when you sit. Let them come, and if you don't give them any importance, if you don't register them, they will literally go away on their own. Come what may, we can never be completely swept away by our thoughts as long as we are watching them. So when you observe yourself and see that your mind is taking you places and your thoughts are hijacking your mind, you can pause, take a deep breath, and choose not to give your thoughts any importance. Mindfulness is a powerful exercise in becoming present. If we never sought to anchor ourselves in the present by any other means besides mindfulness, we could make great strides. Another way, let's see, a twist on mindfulness is what I call the camera view. When we practice the camera view, we imagine ourselves from the lens of a camera. It is like people watching at the mall, but now we are watching ourselves. We simply have a sense of our expressions and the movements, but in the process of watching our expressions, we gain awareness of the thoughts that are behind them. I don't know, this may sound a little bit confusing. Actually, it's quite simple. It is easy to maintain while engaged in other activities. What does that mean? A type of meditation could be when you are cooking, let's say. You are cooking, you are focused on the meal you're preparing, you are literally concentrating on how you chop your vegetables, but you are present Also, you can hear the phone if it rings, you can feel somebody when they come. But if you are engrossed in the action of cooking itself, everything around you is not important, and you can remain focused if you are really into the cooking. So, for example, if I'm typing on my laptop, I have a sense of my eyes as they are watching the screen, but I can be aware that I might be biting my lip, yet my awareness does not distract me from the task of writing. Or I can hear somebody walking around me, and I can notice things happening around me. But in fact, if I'm really focused on the writing, this can even help me to concentrate more, because I am less likely to get lost in a passing thought. So meditation and mindfulness can be when you are composing a piece of music, when you are painting, really like I paint. So when I'm into it 100% and I am absorbed completely, I really don't feel anything around me. I don't worry. No thought comes in my mind. I am in this act of painting and creating fully 100%. This is what mindfulness means. And when we practice, we can really do it. And the focus will be simply on the breath coming in or out, and the sounds around me and the silence.
Please, can you repeat the camera view or the camera way?
Yes, of course. What I mean by the camera view. By the camera view, I mean that we imagine ourselves from the lens of a camera. It is like watching. We can focus on, let's say, my face in the camera right now, and behind me, there is the blurry surroundings, the environment. You can see the bookcase, you can see the painting, you can see the wall, but the camera is focusing on my face, and this is the clear thing. This is what you see from the camera lens, even though all around you see everything else, but there is no focus on it. Does that make it a bit clearer? This is what we mean with the camera lens. You see things around you, you feel things around you. When you're sitting in meditation, you know the world around you is going by in its normal way, but you are simply sitting there, focused on your breathing, focused on the image you created in your mind, focused 100% on something, and whatever goes on around you is not important anymore. So you focus only on what it is you want to do in the moment. So when you learn to sit in meditation and practice on your breathing, on your thoughts, you will become an expert in focusing. So when you are doing any other action and you are absorbed in the action, you can simply be in the action without worrying about anything else. And this is how meditation really helps you become more alert and more focused. One way to do that is to direct your focus into the body and try to feel the subtle energy that prevails there. If we want to practice, let's say, the hands are a good place to start. We can simply close our eyes and see what we can learn by putting our attention on the hands. So close your eyes and just put your attention on your hands. Can you detect any sensation? Any stress? Any stiffness? Can you feel the tips of your fingertips? If you hold this focus for several minutes, you will likely become aware of a tingling sensation in your hands. And by doing that, you can feel the subtle energy that emanates from inside you, from your soul. Focusing on it brings about a state of deep presence. Now let's try to put your attention on the silence that exists behind the sounds that you hear. Can you give more attention to the empty space in a room than on the objects that occupy it? Try to hold your attention on the formless until the nothingness of it becomes profound. This is portal into presence, a chance for a close encounter with your soul. So when you learn to sit in this silence and erase everything around you, you will connect to your higher self. You will connect to this powerful, strong part of you that lives inside, and you will start listening to it. It will start giving you guidance. Your intuition is going to increase. You will start literally getting messages. Answers will come to you. And only through the silence that you will finally connect to your higher self. And when you can do that as often as possible, you will feel that really we human beings are amazing creatures. And we know all the answers of every question in our head is inside us. But all we have to do is quiet the thoughts and listen to the silence. If you're ready, we can open our eyes. I hope some of you were able to do that, to be in meditation, to sit in quietness, to focus on your breathing, so you quiet the mind and feel and connect to the energy around you, the energy within you. So we want to sum it up, and I'll give you a few steps, 5 steps to develop mindfulness. The starting point is develop your awareness. Just become familiar with what's actually happening in each moment. For example, you can become aware of your breath, like I said, of your body as you sit, when you walk, when you stand, when you lie down. Just observe the sensations, pleasant or painful. Notice your thoughts and emotions as discrete aspects of your experience, instead of over-identifying with them. And when you do that, you will be even more aware of the people and the world around you. You will start suddenly noticing little things, such as the sensation of the sun on your skin, the taste of an orange, or the greenness of the grass on a summer's day. Becoming aware can be like moving from a 2-dimensional black and white world into a 3-dimensional world that is saturated with color. And what I said at the beginning, being in this lockdown, being stuck at home, having a lot of time on our hands, has really helped a lot of people to appreciate the beauty of nature. When we stand on our terraces or on the balcony and we look at the beautiful blue sky, I don't know, at least I feel more appreciative. I'm appreciating the flowers, I'm appreciating the trees. I can hear the birds these days when I sit on my balcony. While usually when we're in this rush, in this rat race, we have no time to listen. And this is how this COVID-19 is helping us. So that's what I mean by let's take advantage and let us use this useful opportunity to learn to practice this mindfulness, because it is going to help us. So step 1 was the awareness. Step 2 is move toward whatever it is, the unpleasant. Let's start with the unpleasant. Sit facing pain is essential because many of us have chronic pain and we usually resist it, or emotions that we don't like and we try to block them, or we drown in them. So in neither case do we really see the pain for what it is. There is a law in mindfulness, actually a law in life, that says the law of non-permanence. Nothing in life is permanent. So if you just sit with whatever it is, the unpleasantness, the pain, and just be there without reacting to it, you will notice with your practice that it simply goes away. Nothing stays forever. It may last a couple of minutes, it may last a bit longer, but eventually, if you just stay with it and breathe, it will go away. Over time, you will learn to adopt a kindly, non-judgmental attitude to the whole of your experiences. And even if they're painful, you will allow the sensations to simply be present, and you develop a caring attitude, a compassion towards them. Like that of the impulse of a mother to gather a child who is in pain in her arms. She holds him there tenderly, even though the mother can never remove the child's pain, but her loving presence will ease his or her distress. And this is what we're doing with ourselves. This is how we start loving ourselves more. When you bring awareness and curiosity to the actual experience of pain or sadness, often you will find that it's not as bad as you feared. Focusing on the perception of the sensations rather than the thoughts and the ideas about them brings you in the present moment, in which experience is always fluid and changing. And you will literally experience what we mean by the law of non-permanence. Nothing in the world is permanent. Step 3 is seeking the pleasant. This third step in developing mindfulness, in fact, it grows naturally out of the painful one. Once we accept the unpleasant, the pleasant comes naturally after. It may seem even more surprising. Why? Because it will involve becoming sensitive, more sensitive actually, to the pleasant experiences. So as you develop a more straightforward relationship with pain or sorrow, you will make the discovery that there's always something pleasant, even beautiful, in every experience when you look at it. That's why the gratefulness is very important. And the practice of gratefulness when we are especially in a difficult situation is very, very important. Because there is always something positive, something bright, something good in life. The problem is we don't always focus on it. Step 4 is broadening awareness to become a bigger container and cultivating equanimity. What does that mean? When we broaden our awareness to include both the pleasant and the unpleasant aspects of the experience, like switching from a focused angle to a wide angle lens, in this stage, rather than focusing closely on the aspects of the moment, you become aware of the diverse aspects of each moment as they come into being and pass away without automatically pushing away the unpleasant or clinging to the pleasant. So you just be there with all your experiences. Practicing mindfulness is not about escaping difficulty. It's about holding the whole experience in a wider perspective with equanimity and depth. Another aspect of this makes you become sensitive and more aware of the people around you. So you're aware of everything, all your experiences, the people around me, and finally, the dimension of the bigger container, which is becoming aware of the whole world. And the last step, the step number 5, is choice. When you learn to respond rather than react. With this perspective, you can move on the 5th step. choosing to respond rather than react to your experiences, especially when they include difficulties. The sense that you have the freedom to choose how to respond is the heart of mindfulness practice. Really, it liberates you. It makes you feel you are in control again of every aspect of your life. So to sum it all up, once we are aware of ourselves, our experiences, the pleasant and unpleasant, the people around us, and the whole world, we transform. We become more compassionate, more empathetical, and less self-centered. We will develop a sense of connectedness to others around us. And this will result in happier persons, balanced people, more intuitive people. And we can literally then say we become human beings again and not human doings. A self-developed individual that is strong, resilient, wise, and ready to tackle the world with sensitivity and responsibility will emerge from all this. So finally, we're going to do a beautiful meditation that really develops compassion. And it is a great meditation to use when you're in a place of feeling challenged or being frustrated with yourself and with somebody else. The loving kindness meditation is called metta in the Pali language, and it is literally means inclusive of love, unconditional inclusive love, a love with wisdom. It has no conditions. So let us do that. We'll end with a relaxing, quiet time now. So if you can close your eyes again and bring your awareness to your breath, breathe in and out. Bring your awareness to your heart center, breathing in and breathing out from the heart center. And begin by generating a kind, loving feeling toward yourself. Feel any areas of mental blockage or numbness, self-judgment or self-hatred. Then drop the breath. Go beneath that to the place where you care for yourself, where you want strength and health and safety for yourself. Go inside yourself and repeat after me in silence. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in mind and body. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I feel safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be truly happy. Next, choose someone that you care for deeply, or the contrary, who you feel most challenged by, and repeat the phrase again. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well in mind and body. May you feel safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you truly be happy. Now we're going to expand our awareness to the entire planet, to Mother Earth, to all the countries in the world, to all the people that are in pain, that are suffering, that are sick, to all the medical staff that are helping. And we're going to radiate the loving kindness to all living beings. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be well in mind and body. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. May all beings feel safe from inner and outer dangers. May all beings be truly happy. Now, whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Take a couple of moments to center yourself. And I thank you again for your presence, for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed this talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Grace. That was wonderful, very relaxing, very peaceful. And thank you also for that reminder. You know, I think a lot of people know that, yes, let's stay in the moment, let's be present. And yet our thoughts sometimes, like you said, hijack us. So it's always a good reminder. And thank you so much for the steps, for taking us through exactly what you do.
If people are interested, I am doing on my Instagram page, Coach Grace Khleif, every Saturday at 11 a.m. Beirut time, a different meditation. So if people would like to practice, they can just join the live chat, and it's usually 20 minutes to 30 minutes maximum. And we do different types of meditations so people get the practice, because it helps to join with others when you do this. Sometimes it's just the energy of the collective energy of people doing this presence together is very useful. I just wanted to do that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for this information. And I will surely include this also with your information. So anyone who, your Instagram page and the timing exactly. So anyone who wants to join weekly, these meditation practices, there you go. So thank you. Thank you so much, Grace, for all your tips, for the meditation, and for your explanations. And again, thank you everyone else for being on the call. I really appreciate it. And love and leave you all.